Goldman Sachs found that the national average for marriage in the United States has risen to its highest point ever, or 29.7, that's 30.2 for men and 28.6 for women. And now I keep hearing about these transactional relationships.
I have no problem with transactional relationships. I actually think in this day and age, I can actually understand why a woman would say, you know what, you can't trust men anymore. They all cheat. They all do all this nonsense. I'd rather be with a rich guy, have all my kids with a rich guy. And similarly, I totally understand the man that says, you know what, women, they're all the same headache. They all want the same thing. Why would I be with one that doesn't give me any sex when I could be with a young girl that's constantly got energy and she gives me sex? I totally understand the transaction. I agree with doing absolutely anything you want. Just don't be delusional about it. If you're dating a woman half your age that doesn't speak the same language, don't be delusional. Men are genuinely believe, no, she loves me. She loves me because of the term hypergamy, because I'm more powerful and more successful. Women only care about those things more once they're fundamentally attracted to you. They have to be attracted to you first, then we give a shit if you're intelligent and powerful and successful. But if that underlying attraction is not there, then we're just using you. And the underlying attraction can't be there when there's a significant age gap. Because here's the thing with women, we fall in love with connection, and we have the most connection with people who are similar to us.
The reason why people don't want love is because most women want their bills paid. They don't want love.
Oh.
They got 4 or 5 people because they got more than 4 or 5 bills. And I think as long as we're in this transactional era of time, it's never going to be able to get back to love. We got to focus on the core value of what actually matters inside of a relationship. And we've strayed too far. Honestly, don't get mad at me. I know there's a lot of ladies in here.
I'm seeing all the faces behind you.
It's the truth, you know.
If I do something for you and I don't expect anything back, that's called love. If I do something for you and I expect it back, that's called a transaction. That's business. That's a contract. I don't want to have a contract with someone I love. So why would I be measuring them based on how they do the exact same thing back for me?
Now, whether you agree or disagree with the rise in transactional relationships, this video started from why can't young people afford homes? So from a financial perspective, men and women are choosing each other the least financially at a time when they need each other the most. So why can't young people afford homes? If you haven't looked at the home data like I have recently, how much is a median priced home in the United States? Well, it's over $400,000 in almost every state in the United States, as you can see here. According to Bankrate, Realtor.com, the National Association of Realtors, multiple news organizations, and pretty much anybody who has looked at housing analysis anytime recently. For most people, especially if they're not in a major city, even if you look at the combined salaries for most men and women, especially young men and women, that is not enough to afford a home in the United States. Now, we're seeing that this study from Goldman Sachs even found that adults in the United States are delaying 3 key milestones. They're no longer buying homes, or they're delaying doing so. They're no longer having children, or they're delaying doing so. For context, the median age for buying a home used to be in the 30s around the 1970s and 1980s. Now the median age for first-time home buyers is over 30. And for all home buyers, it's nearly a record high at around age 56. Multiple buyers tend to be boomers who, for example, back in those days, bought their homes in the 30s, and now they're getting their second or third homes, or they're downsizing for retirement. So you're seeing a pattern here. It used to be that in America, around by age 30, you would have children. Children is growing up, although first-time mothers at age 27, according to this study. Marriage rates are going up to about 29, according to this most recent study. And if or when people buy a home, they're doing so in their late 30s, and in most cases, on the median across the United States, in their early 50s. And when we look at the third milestone, having children and or getting married, individuals are opting to get married later or not at all. As a result, in fact, about 57% of Americans plan not to have children. Now, you might think this is all a financial reaction, but it's actually 2 different things. We're seeing a cultural change because the decision not to have children and get married is happening all around the world, even though the focus of this video is the United States. As you can see in these maps, People are having less children all around the world in almost every major developed wealthy country. So we're seeing a cultural change there. The number one reason for not having children is the choice not to have children. Most people simply say they don't want to. We're seeing this same pattern in relationships. In the United States, young men, which I'm defining as under age 35, there's about twice as many single young men as there in about 63% as there are single women in the United States. The number one reason for not getting a relationship, they don't want to. So these individuals are making choice. On the other side, for people who are having children, they do cite the financial strain of having a child. It's about $300,000 to raise a child from 0 to 18 in the United States. So actually what you're seeing is people who do want to have children say there's a financial strain preventing them from having 2 or 3 children. People who do not have children or who are not in a relationship are simply choosing not to. After all that, what does it mean to be average, and does it even matter? Well, we can go to the facts and the figures. We can go to the CDC to pull average height. It'll tell us that your average man is 5'9" and your average woman is 5'4". We can go to the Census Bureau. We can pull median income. It'll show you that on average men earn $80,000, and the median man, meaning 50% earn more and 50% earn less, makes around $60,000. We can even do a breakdown by age. We can go and pull household data, and we'll see that the median household, meaning 50% of households, make about $80,000 and 50% make less. And the average household makes about $120,000. We can look at net worth, and we can see that the average household has a net worth, including their primary residence, of over $1 million, while the median household has, meaning 50% make more and 50% make less, a net worth of about $193,000. But if we think on average everyone is 6 feet tall and makes 6 figures, do any of the facts matter?
Whether it be a side chick to a star NBA basketball player or be married to a loyal average man.
I'm not gonna lie, she had me in the first half.
I would much rather be married to a loyal average man than be a side chick to anybody ever in my entire life of living. It ain't happening.
No one asked me, but if they did, this would probably be where I'd point out that the median male in the United States, the average single male, meaning 50% make more and 50% make less, actually makes less than $50,000 in the United States. It's actually $48,560. And the average male, meaning skewed by high outliers, makes around $70,000 in the United States. We can also do a breakdown by age, and here are those figures from age 15 to 54, topping out at around $70,000 a year on average. In fact, $60,000 a year is more than most household income in the United States, and it's definitely more than most individuals make in each state in the United States. Now back to the second half.
Talking about an average man who makes, let's say, $60,000 a year versus average man versus an NBA basketball player that's a star, max contract.
I didn't say nothing about no 60.
What's the average income for an American man?
Ain't no way. 60's crazy.
Listen, $100,000 is not an average man. That's not average. I'm talking
Still below average.
So who you taking if it's $50,000 a year?
50,000?
60.
I'm sorry. I changed my answer.